Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my new survival series for DayZ Standalone. My name is Chris, and I've been playing a lot of DayZ, both the mod and Standalone. So I'm gonna start doing a new series where, yeah, it's basically gonna be survival guide, but instead of showing you guys short clips and montages, I'm gonna actually try and play it the way I normally would, and I hope you're gonna enjoy the journey, and perhaps if you're a new player you can pick up some tricks along the way about survival, about PvP, about gearing and that kind of stuff. So here we go. I just spawned, and I chose a third-person series, third-person server, because I think it's more interesting when you're watching a YouTube clip to see the character, see the gear and what he's wearing. It's more immersive. And yeah, normally I prefer playing on first person on hardcore servers where you can only play from this perspective. But if you're a new player, I always recommend you to start playing on a server that allows you to have third person like this. I also chose to play on a private server, which means that all the gear and stuff, your character basically is going to be saved to the server. And the reason for that is because, well, I think it's better than, people are not going to combat log, they're not going to be server jumping or anything. You have to stick with the server, which creates a little bit more of realism, I think. Okay, so this is going to be, yeah, this is how we start. We're just spawned in somewhere, usually by the coast, as you can see. And first and mostly what I always do is open my inventory. I make room for any type of loot that I'm going to pick up. Flashlight and battery is not useful whatsoever. You're not going to use it when it's dark anyway. I always take out my t-shirt and tear it into rags. This is something you should always do, because you never know what's going to happen. A player or a zombie going to attack you. And make sure you always place it on the quick bar. And a good tip for stressful situations is that you always keep it on the same place. Like, I always keep my bandages on 1. Alright, now we established bandages. Secondly, we need to know where we are. We got some kind of town, we got some buildings over there. So every town, village or whatever in DayZ is always going to have a little sign with Cyrillic writing on it, explaining what type of city it is. And that normally happens when you're following the road, as I'm doing now. And it's always white and black. There's a map that I usually use, I keep it in my background, where you can see both the Latin and the Cyrillic names. So you can translate it and try and find out where you are. In the beginning, when you usually spawn like this, you don't have to be super careful. You can YOLO a bit, as I'm doing right now, because yeah, you got nothing to lose actually. If you die, you basically spawn with just as bad gear as I got right now, only that you're less thirsty and less hungry. So you got nothing to lose. The only thing that you kind of want to try and avoid is having a zombie on you early on when you don't have anything to defend yourself with, because fisting them bastards down is going to take time. Alright, typical. I'm showing you to drop the battery in the beginning. Well, actually, since they added that one, we're going to pick this up for style. There's some cattle rods that you can use and stun zombies with and players. So sometimes it's a good idea to keep the battery with you. The burlap sack is actually a good thing to find, because you can actually craft a backpack with it if you find a rope. So it's not so bad to keep on you in the start. Ooh, food, nice. Fortunately, we don't have anything to. I'm gonna prioritize the food over the burlap sack now. Fortunately, I don't have anything to open it with. I need to find a kitchen knife or something like that. Rags. Well, this kind of stuff you can actually turn into rags, which is good, and you can combine it and you can stack them by 6. I'm gonna show you more uses for the rags later on, as soon as I find something to craft with, an axe or a knife or a machete or something. The stuff that you find, like the fruits and the oranges and stuff, you can just basically eat it. And that's because you see the hunger and the thirst thing. Once it grays out, it means that you're okay, but you can actually eat more. You can actually turn it into dark green, light green, and max it up. Then your character is going to be, gonna start healing. Okay, we got nothing here. Nothing at all. There was a helmet in the previous building. I do recommend picking up the helmet normally, because if you encounter a player and he's got a melee weapon, and so do you, and you fight each other and you both have helmets, then you can't be knocked out actually, which is good. If they knock you out, you're as good as dead. Nothing. Still don't know where I am. I didn't see a sign on the road, which I usually do. It's a shame. See, we got ourselves a industrial building. I do know where I am roughly because of the orchard that I'm seeing in front of me, but that's experience. I don't expect new players to see where they are because of that, so I'm gonna go with the traditional style. I'm actually gonna try and find a road sign. Let's see what we got. A hoe. Not bad. It's a pretty good melee weapon. I always keep them on 2. Also a good recommendation. Put stuff on hotbar that you know that you're going to use. I don't think you can open up cans with the hoe. Oh, you can. Alright, let's try that in real life. And like I mentioned, the reason why I'm eating it instantaneously is because yeah, you want to get rid of that hunger as soon as possible. And you actually get a little bit of thirst quenched when you're eating this kind of food. Now, I could go back and pick up the cans in the previous building that I missed, but I prefer being on the move forward because, yeah, I presume that I'm close to Berezino, which is a bigger town, and hopefully I'm going to be able to find something, find more food actually. And if I'm lucky enough to find a knife or a machete, I am able to make my own food out in the wilds, which is preferable. Okay, we gotta see what we have. There's a building over there that might pose some things that we need, a rope or something. Now, finding a backpack early as I did now is really, really good. Alright, helmets and stuff. Well, since I'm making a guide, so I'm gonna put the helmet on. Stylish, right? Fab. Alright, let's see what we got. I just want to find a sign. There's no zombies here at all, which means that somebody might have been here recently and killed them off. Let's see what we got. Nothing. A knife would be great. These residential buildings usually host drinks, bottles, that kind of stuff, which is good. So they're worth checking out. Sometimes, rarely, you could be lucky and actually find firearms as well. Basic ones like shotguns, maybe if you're lucky a Mosin. But I'm gonna get into weapons and that kind of stuff later on. Right now, in the beginning, players aren't your biggest concern. It's actually just finding stuff to survive out of. Let's see what we got. I could stay and eat and drink until I get a light green, hydrated and energized. That means that you've eaten and drank enough to start regenerating at a maximum level. And that is actually what you want to keep your character at all times, because you might get slapped by a zombie, you might get shot or something, and if you're yeah, if you have fulfilled your needs, then your character is slowly going to heal up, which is good. Nothing. Alright, there we go. This is Berezino over there. How do I know that? Like I mentioned before, it's out of experience. So since I'm gonna try and keep this truthfully, I mean, as in being a guide, I always recommend you finding a sign, which you do after by following the roads like this. There we go. Here we got something. Now, usually I wouldn't run in the open like this, but hey, we got nothing to lose at the moment. So what do we have here? As I mentioned, this is going to be in Cyrillic, so yeah, that's not very easy to read, is it? But just try and look like it looks like a B E P E 3. All right. See if we can find something on the map. I will always keep this map in the background when I'm playing, or on another computer. This is a very good map. I'm going to show you some more uses of it later on, but for now it's just to navigate where you are. So you know that you're at the coast, right? And you know that was a sign saying that there was a city right in front of us. So I'm gonna skip ahead, zoom out, see what you can see. Alright, you see the B, the E, the P, the E, the 3. Alright, that looks like the sign that I just saw. You could tab in and check if you're not sure. So the sign said that it was gonna be in front of me and to the left, which means that I'm most likely gonna be at some sort of intervention. I know that I passed a few buildings. This is gonna be this area, so I'm most likely in this position. Alright, now I know where I am, and I also know that I want to try and move inwards later on when I got some more basic gear. So let's go for this area, which means that I should follow the road to the left. Alright, good to know. Let's do it. Now this is most of the major cities that are close to spawn points, which means that they're close to the coast, usually have a lot of players in them. You have different type of players. You got players who just spawn, like me. They could be dangerous if they got a pickaxe, as I do, or any other type of strong melee weapon. And you never know their intention, but usually fresh spawns are kinder than the well-geared bandits that sometimes come back. They go inland, they gear up, they go to the military bases, they get sniper rifles, they get automatic rifles, and they come back and they yeah, hunt people like us, which is if you come across one of them, it's very unfortunate. However, if you do get to jump on them, which has happened a few times, then you can actually gear up very quickly by killing them and stealing their precious gear. But that's gonna be another. I gotta show you that another time, how to skulk overgeared players. Tracksuit jacket. No, thank you. Let's see what we got. Now those are very typical small residential buildings, and they very rarely contain weapons. There are a few buildings that almost always contain weapons in residential cities like this. Those industrial buildings sometimes, well, they got interesting stuff, so I would recommend going there if you're a fresh spawn and you spawn close to one. The building next to the crane over there. But since I already picked up some of the basic stuff that I need, I got a backpack, I got a pickaxe, I got a little bit of food, so yeah, I'm good for now.